Ambassador Chen stood before the Galactic Council for the last time, her hands trembling not with fear but with rage barely contained beneath a diplomat's veneer. "You condemned us," she said, her voice echoing through the crystalline chamber where 300 alien species had gathered to watch humanity's final plea. "You sat in these comfortable seats while the Kresh Dominion glassed our colonies, while they butchered our children on Proxima Station, while they broadcast their atrocities across every comm channel, daring you to intervene." Council Speaker Vothran, a towering being of living light, remained silent. They all did. The same species who had welcomed humanity into their grand alliance 15 years ago now averted their compound eyes, their sensor stalks, their telepathic auras. "We followed your laws," Chen continued, her words cutting like shrapnel. "We accepted your trade restrictions. We limited our military to your specifications. We trusted that the Council would protect its members." She laughed bitterly. "And when we begged for intervention, you cited neutrality, bureaucratic procedure, the need for a subcommittee investigation." Vothran finally spoke, his translated voice calm and measured. "The Kresh Dominion is a significant power. The Council cannot risk 8 billion dead," Chen interrupted. "That's the price of your risk aversion. Mars, Titan, Europa gone. Turned to radioactive glass because you were too cowardly to honor your own charter." "Ambassador, you forget yourself." "No, Council Speaker. You've forgotten us." Chen reached into her jacket and placed a small device on the podium. A holographic display flickered to life, showing real-time feeds from across the galaxy. "But we remembered who we are." The feeds showed Earth's Armada emerging from slipspace, not the modest defense fleet the Council had permitted, but thousands of warships, each one a monument to humanity's oldest talent, the art of war. Panic rippled through the chamber. Species that had evolved in peace under the Council's protective umbrella suddenly faced a truth they'd never contemplated. Humanity had been building in secret for years, preparing for this exact betrayal. "Impossible," Vothran breathed. "The monitoring stations would have detected—" "Your monitoring stations reported exactly what our quantum hackers told them to report," Chen said coldly. "You thought we were primitive, aggressive, in need of civilizing. You never considered that we might be intelligent enough to plan, patient enough to wait, and ruthless enough to lie to your faces for a decade while we prepared." The feeds showed Earth's warships engaging Kresh Dominion fleets across 12 systems simultaneously. The Kresh, who had terrorized the Outer Rim for centuries, who had broken humanity's worlds with impunity, now faced an enemy that had learned every lesson war could teach. Humanity didn't fight with honor. They fought with ambushes and false surrenders, with psychological warfare and total information dominance. They hacked Kresh navigation systems mid-battle, turning entire fleets into friendly fire incidents. They deployed kinetic weapons that violated 3 separate Council conventions. They showed no mercy because mercy had been denied to them. "This is madness." Vothran's light flared with distress. "You'll destabilize the entire sector." "The Council will have no choice but to authorize." "Authorize what?" Chen's smile was terrible to behold. "You had your chance to stop the Kresh. You chose committees and protocols. Now you'll watch what humans do when the rules you hid behind no longer protect you." The holographic feed showed Kresh homeworld under bombardment. Not with planet killers, humanity hadn't forgotten their own dead worlds, but with something more calculated. Every military installation, every shipyard, every orbital platform reduced to debris. The message was clear. The Kresh would never threaten anyone again. "You're becoming the very thing you sought to prevent," another Council member pleaded. "A serpentine creature whose species had preached peace for millennia." "No," Chen replied. "We're becoming what we've always been. You just preferred the version of us that smiled and signed your treaties. The version that died in the dark while you debated." She gestured to the feeds again. Earth's Armada wasn't just destroying the Kresh. They were broadcasting on every frequency and every language, showing the galaxy what happened when humanity was pushed beyond diplomacy. Other aggressive species, the ones the Council had managed through appeasement and territorial concessions, were already retreating to their home systems, suddenly uncertain. "The old order is over," Chen declared. "Humanity withdraws from the Galactic Council, effective immediately. We will protect ourselves. We will protect any species brave enough to stand with us. And to those who prey on the weak while hiding behind Council neutrality," she looked directly at Vothran, "we're coming for you next." The chamber erupted in chaos. Accusations, threats, desperate calls for unity. Chen ignored them all. She had delivered humanity's message. The rest would be written in fire and steel. As she walked toward the exit, a young Zelthan diplomat, barely more than a child by their species' standards, approached her with trembling antennae. Ambassador Chen, what happens now? What will humanity do? Chen paused, and for a moment her expression softened. We'll do what we should have done from the beginning. We'll forge our own alliances with species who value action over procedure. We'll defend those who can't defend themselves. And we'll make sure that never again will anyone sit in comfort while innocents die, trusting in laws that only protect the powerful. She left the chamber to the sound of her boots echoing on crystal floors, each step a promise and a threat. Behind her, the Galactic Council faced a new reality. Humanity had been bound by their rules, diminished by their restrictions, and betrayed by their inaction. Now those chains were broken, and the stars would burn until humanity's dead could rest.